What's up, guys? Feels a little weird for me filming out here, and I never actually do, but I don't know, I just feel like it's easier to talk about more stressful topics when you just like walk and talk, you know? I don't know, we'll see if this works. I might redo it. Anyways, let's just jump right into this video because I don't really want to sugarcoat anything. Anyways, if you guys have been following me on Instagram or YouTube, you might know that I broke my wrist, but a lot of you still ask me like, how did it happen, or you're surprised that my wrist is still broken. It's been, I think, like 6 months almost, so I guess I will address everything in this video. Yesterday on my Instagram, I posted a story of me right before I got x-rays at the doctor's office. And I asked you guys, what do you guys think? Do you think that my bone is healed? Before I answer that, let me just give you the entire backstory because I haven't really done that yet. So flashback to around November, I was drilling a 12-foot wingnet, okay? While I was drilling this 12-foot wingnet, I was doing it a lot, doing it successfully and consistently, and eventually my skin on my hands started getting very, very tender, to the point where I knew I was literally about to rip. Like, I could just feel it, but I really wanted to keep training. So what I usually do when that happens is I either tape up my hands or I wear gloves. Either way, it's more slick. If you wear tape or wear gloves, anything you grab is much more slick. Your skin is the best grip in the world. Like, there's nothing that is better than it, unless you like put super glue on your hands or something. Anyways, I put gloves on. The very first lache that I threw with those gloves on, as soon as I caught the wingnet, I peeled off and almost did a flyaway. If you don't know what a flyaway is, I'll put a successful flyaway on the screen right now. So I was almost doing a backflip pretty much in midair, and I was going to land on my head. To prevent me from smashing my head, so I grab it and then I peel, and I'm about to hit my head, and instead of hitting my head, I put my hand, can you guys see? I put my hand out like this, and it hits the hard floor. I had a mat there, but it was very, very small, and I completely missed the mat and fell on a hard floor, and that fractured my what they call the scaphoid bone. Scaphoid. I've heard it both ways. You'd think I know by now, but I don't know which one it is.
Scaphoid.
It felt like a sprain, like, you know when you know how when you like twist your ankle, it gets inflamed, and then, you know, in 2 weeks it's fine. That's what happened with my wrist. It got really inflamed, and I was like, oh, I just sprained my wrist. I'll just lay off of it for like a few days or a week or so, and then I'll be fine. I started training, and the pain got worse and worse. So eventually I went to the doctor, got x-rays just to make sure, and the results came back that I broke my scaphoid bone. So after a few more doctor's visits and a lot of research, I decided to get a screw, pretty much surgically placed into my scaphoid to compress the bone so that it will enable it to heal. But there were some rare cases, some very rare cases, where the scaphoid healed in like 6 weeks. And for some reason I was like, oh, I'll just wait 6 weeks and then I'll be fine. I don't know why, I was just so in denial. So I got the surgery, I got the screw in my scaphoid, and then I laid off of it for about 4 to 6 weeks. After the 6 weeks, I started training again because it was very close to NNL finals and also the show. And I convinced myself that if I didn't start training at the time that I started training, I wouldn't have been physically ready for NNL finals, or at least the show. It was just me being stupid and in denial. So I started training, and I tried to avoid any obstacles that caused me pain. I was extremely wrong. After 4 weeks of training, I went to the doctor to get x-rays to see how my bone was doing, and it got worse. And I mean, you can see the separation in the bone. You know, what now? And he goes, I don't know if you did too much damage. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to heal on its own, and if it doesn't, then we might need a very risky surgery that the possibilities of having a failed surgery could even inhibit me from doing ninja ever again. Once he told me that, the shivers went down my entire body. I was shaking, and I was like, oh my gosh, what have I done? What is wrong with me? Why didn't I just rest? Why didn't I just listen to him? it didn't have to come to this. It wasn't worth it. So then the doctor said, basically now, you have to stay off your hand, and we'll wait 6 weeks, and we'll see what happens from there, and hopefully we don't need to do any surgery. He asked me if I could stay off of it for 6 weeks. And I told him I'm really not sure. So I decided to actually put myself in a cast, because I didn't need to be in a cast because of the pin that's in my scaphoid. But I told him, put me in a cast, because I literally don't trust myself. I can't, for some reason, I have very little self-control when it comes to ninja obstacles and just being around them. So put myself in a cast. 6 weeks later, I go, and the surgeon and the doctor says there's improvement. Not as much as I would like it to be. There's still a chance it might not heal completely on its own, but at least it did show some improvement. So I was like, okay, that's good news. 6 weeks later, which was yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely, I'll just play the clip. I recorded what the doctor said during the visit, so you can just watch it now.
Okay, so looking at your x-rays, this was back in March 5th. You can clearly see a gap here. You also see a little lucency around the screw head. That indicates there was a lot of motion there and the fracture was not healing. And now you can see that gap has disappeared. Excellent.
Looks a lot better.
Looks fantastic. Looks 100% better. So
what do you think from here? How long do you think until
you're ready for prime time, so to speak?
Yeah.
I'd say about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that seems pretty promising then. And how long do you think for this tan line?
It depends on how much you like the beach.
Guys, I don't think you guys understand how extremely happy I was to hear that news. Walking into the doctor's yesterday, I was so ready for like the bad news. So this is what I have right now. This is just a brace that I can take off whenever, and I'm in it for about 3 weeks before I go back, and then he'll officially clear me to start hanging on a bar and doing Ninja Warrior obstacles. Sorry guys, the wind was like really annoying in this part. Basically, the doctor cleared me to start swimming. Guys, I was like really sad that I couldn't do anything while I was in my cast, because other than ninja, I love swimming. I hate running. Running is so stressful for me. So as soon as I left the office, I literally went for like a really light swim, and it was just like the best stress reliever ever. So to answer the Instagram question, not technically yet, but in 3 weeks it will be, which is really good news, and I'm just extremely happy. Like I said, I had zero optimism when walking into that doctor's office, and for this to happen, and for my gym to be opening up really soon. If you don't know about that, I'm wearing the shirt actually. You know, opening up this gym and hearing this news that I'm gonna be able to do ninja obstacles again in just a few weeks is, I can't describe how amazing it feels and how grateful and blessed I feel as well. These last 5-6 months have been one of the hardest in my life, and you know, I guess this is a good time to bring this up, because I want to be transparent as I can with you guys on this channel. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't talk about a few things that happened these past few months. My health has been at an all-time low while I was in a cast, and not just because of my bone fracture.
Was when I was also starting to get some digestive issues. I just preferred not to eat because I was afraid that anything that I would eat, I would feel sick after it.
Something I thought I'd never do. And that's turned towards potentially eating an animal product.
I want to talk about how I feel after reincorporating animal products into my diet again.
So why are so many people leaving veganism?
I know that when I was vegan, I was really kind of blocking myself out from certain avenues of information, almost like I was too saturated with one message and I just couldn't hear anything else from any other angle.
I was vegan for just over 5 years, and it was kind of everything to me. It was my whole life, my whole identity.
The message that I've lived and shared, and yet now I'm being forced to question everything.
I have been vegan for 4 years, but lately I felt really, really bad on the plant-based diet.
And that's when I started open up to the possibility of adding some animal product into my diet.
I'm not vegan anymore.
I'm not even really sure how I should like say this or even start this.